Yo. So before I was a pro gamer, I used to work at the Hard Rock Hotel. I haven't sat down here face to face and told you guys a story in a while, so I figured this week would be a good time to do that. See, Hard Rock Hotel used to hire a bunch of good-looking people. For example, I got hired at the Hard Rock Hotel. I'm joking, but seriously. Even the guys in the daycare center was like GQ model status, okay? I get out of work one day, my shift is over, I clock out. I'm like, you know what, let me go holler at my boy that works in here in the restaurant. I walk into the restaurant, round the corner, and there's this new hostess standing there. That girl has been running through my head for the last 2 or 3 years. I saw the physical manifestation of the girl that had been jumping in and out of my head. I walk up to her and I'm just like, is Gary working today? And she's like, I'll go check. And she turns around and walks off and I'm just like, you've got to be joking me. Comes back with Gary. I'm like, hey Gary, you getting out of here anytime soon? He's like, dude, I'm done, let's go. And as soon as we're in the clear, I'm like, dude, you have to tell me who that girl is, if she has a man. I need the full rundown right now. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna be bleeping out her name. And he's like, dude, no, trust me, you don't want anything to do with that girl. I'm like, why, she got some psychotic boyfriend or something? He's like, yeah, she does have a psychotic ex. She's single right now, but trust me, dude, she's not the kind of girl you want to get involved with. She's cool to have as a friend, but she's the kind of girl that doesn't return your phone calls, doesn't return text messages, doesn't even comment you back on MySpace. I mean, that's the kind of girl that we're talking about here. I'm just like, listen, Gary, I don't care. Did you not see did you not see your face? You see how, you didn't see that? Do we need to go back? Because maybe you didn't get a good look at this girl's face. This girl is gorgeous from head to toe. You did not see? You didn't see? You didn't see that? So Gary's like, okay, you know what? I know you don't like girls that smoke. She smokes. And I'm just like, oh. So the next day I go into work and I'm in the office with my boy John. And I'm like, John, there's this girl who's a hostess over in the kitchen. Bro, this girl is visually stunning. And he's like, oh, the 12. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I'm like, the 12? He's like, dude, the day she got hired, she came out to the pool, and like all of us were out there, and it was unanimous. On a scale of 1 to 10, everybody said, this girl's a 12. And I'm like, the 12? I like that. That's gonna be our code name for her, the 12. So then my other coworker friend, Jackie, she walks in, and she's like, what are you guys talking about? I'm like, Jackie, there's this hostess girl that works in the kitchen. And she's like, who, Thong Girl? And I'm like, Thong Girl? Everybody has a code name for this girl. Why are you calling her Thong Girl?
She sits out in the smoke area, leaning over the table, smoking, and her thong is sticking all out for everybody to see. She knows she's doing that.
She sits out by the smoke area? With her thong hanging out? And she's like,
yes, it's so disgusting. Oh my gosh.
I'm like, that's not cool. That she smokes? I'm joking. Now, Gary was right. Gary knew me pretty well. He knows that the instant I see a girl smoking, it's like a switch that goes off in my head. I can't explain it. It's just pretty girl, smoking, attraction, gone. But a few days later, I'm walking into work, and the smoke area is right outside the entrance for the employees. And is there, and she's smoking. And as I get closer to the building, I see her smoking, but the attraction level doesn't do the whole downward spiral out of control. None of that happens. And she's there smoking, leaning over the table. So as I enter the building, I kind of look up, and it's kind of like this. Me and another lifeguard were talking one time, and he was just like, dude, I hate coming into work and seeing because because the rest of my day is ruined. And I'm like, you too? That happens to me. So fast forward to that little window where Florida was getting hit with hurricane after hurricane after hurricane. Some of you guys remember that time? Our hotel let us stay in the rooms for free. Me and all the employees just were hanging out. But you know, you get cooped up in that room for long enough, get a little bored. So everybody hops on their phone, they're just like, meet out by the smoke area. So I walk out, and Gary's standing there. And so is the 12, aka Thong Girl, whichever you want to call her. She was standing there too. And Gary's just smiling, because he knows the internal battle I have going on. I haven't really spoken too much to her. You know, I talked to her in passing, but we've never really had a sit-down talk. So now all of us are sitting out by this table, me, Gary, Marie, a few other girls, and the 12. And out of nowhere, Marie busts out with, I need some action tonight. You know what? It's been like 11 months since I had some action. I need to hook up with somebody tonight. And I'm just like, Marie, come on now. You know, exercise some self-control. There's only two types of people in this hotel tonight, okay? Co-workers and guests. Now, I know you don't want to hook up with the guest, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to hook up with a coworker. And she's like, self-control? I know you get this way too, AT. Come on now. Come on now. Oh, okay, Mr. Big Talk. When was the last time you got some action? And I'm like, define action. She's like, sex. When was the last time you had sex? Mr. Self-control? And I'm like, never. And then everything at the table just stopped. You heard the needle on the record scratch, like, meow! Like, what did you just say? And I'm like, never. So then, like, I'm looking at all the girls' faces that are sitting across from me, and it's this blank expression. Wait. So then Thong Girl speaks up. She's like, wait, stop. AT, you've never had sex? And I'm like, no. So she responds with, you're not lying, are you? You're lying, aren't you? I'm like, no, you see this cross? It's not there for fashion. I'm just saying. So then Thong Girl's like, I don't understand how somebody as ridiculously good looking as you is still a virgin. And I was just like, did this girl just say that? Ridiculously good looking? So the conversation goes on, and then Marie leans over and whispers in my ear. She was like, you did hear what said, right? That you were ridiculously good looking? Now's your moment. You should go say something to her. That's what I do. You know, I scoot over a little bit and I just start chit-chatting. She was like, I thought it'd be more exciting hanging out with my friends here for the hurricane, but everybody's just drinking. It's not a whole lot of fun. And I'm like, well, I mean, you know, me and the boys have an Xbox up in my room. And she's like, are you serious? Do you guys have Halo? And I'm like, you play Halo? She's like, well, I don't play too much Halo. The game I play most is Dead or Alive. Okay, nice try. Nice try. You know, did Gary tell you to say that? Gary told you to say that, didn't he? She's like, no. I'm like, yeah, no, yeah, Gary, you know what? Okay, I'll tell you what. Name one character and name one stage in Dead or Alive. And she's like, well, you're talking about Dead or Alive 3, right? And I'm like, because that at the time, that was the most recent DOA. And I'm like, yeah, I'm talking about Dead or Alive 3. She's like, I don't know a lot of the characters' names or the stage names, but I know there is that one stage where you're like fighting in the forest and like you hit the trees and the leaves come down. And the character I only use one person. And I don't know her name, but she's this purple-haired girl with the short purple hair. That's the one I use. So I'm like, yeah, I happen to have Dead or Alive 3 in my room, and it also is my my favorite game. So she's like, you know, you mind if I come up to your room? And I'm like, She's like, all right, cool, yeah. I'll be by in about 15 minutes. So she pulls out her pack of cigarettes, and I'm just like, why do you smoke? She's like, you know what, AT, I've been trying to stop for the last few months off and on, and I finally stopped, but I don't know, I just keep picking it back up. And I'm like, I'll tell you what, give me your cigarettes. Just stop right here, cold turkey, just give me your cigarettes. There is no stopping, just stop. So she's like, you know what, you're right. So she hands me her pack. So goes back to the table. She stands me up. She never shows up to my room, but it's okay, you know, because, you know, once the hurricane passed and we all got back to work, me and her are talking all the time. I got her number. I would text her. She'd text me back, and this girl's leaving me MySpace comments. Coincidentally, now all of a sudden we're taking our breaks at the same time. It was magical. And it's also around this time I got the phone call from DirecTV about the Championship Gaming Invitational, the first one. So now I'm telling her, like, you know, these guys are about to fly me out to San Francisco to play DOA on TV. So I go to San Francisco, do my thing. I get back, and Gary sees me. And Gary's like, dude, I got bad news for you. Well, you know that one guy that works in the daycare center? Yeah, him and are dating now. And I'm like, but I left for 4 days. And she's dating this dude? The whole weekend, all she's been doing is talking about this guy. Just like I told you, not worth your time, dude. See how much she was talking with you, and then next minute, boom. I tried to warn you, and it did sting a little bit. It did, not gonna lie. Yeah. So now you might ask, Swoozie, why are you telling us this story? Well, if Thong Girl was a 12, there's this girl I bumped into a few days ago who was like a 15. And, you know, I really thought I'd be able to tell you guys the rest of the story, but I can't bring myself to do it. It just hurts too bad. So I'll tell you what, my friend Will, or William, in Sarasota, he knows the rest of the story. William, the only way they're going to hear the rest of the story is if you get on and make a video and explain the way you heard it, because I can't sit here and tell it again. I thought I'd be able to turn on the camera and talk about it again, but it hurts too much. I know you have a camera. I know you can post video responses. So, you know, if these guys can convince you in the comments, I can't do it right now. It just